everyone is coming here to help out the community, work and take away invasive species from these woods. It's important for the animals that live here, and it's also important for like the trees because they can't breathe if there's like a vine on top of them.
It's important to help save the earth.
Taking care of our native plants by tearing out the invasive species. And this is really just a small part of what we're trying to do at Jamestown. We're really trying to use our whole campus as a school. We're really trying to develop an outdoor habitat so that children can learn not only from books, but really learn by getting their hands in the dirt and learning from nature.
Those vines everywhere.
Yeah, when we accidentally kicked our balls, we couldn't get them. But now we can have a whole path.
Everybody focuses on planting new trees, but yeah, we have trees that are 50, 60, 70 years old that are dying right before our eyes. They're being strangled with these vines, so why not save what we have? And that's my perspective on why we need to do this.
An invasive species has no natural predators in general, and it is exotic. It's not from here. It's typically, that's why it takes over, because there's nothing here to stop it. And it takes over all of that wild plants could be using, which then starves our local wildlife.
The wild grape.
Actually, I'm one of these people that drives around and goes crazy when I see all the trees just covered with vines all over our community. I think Arlington really has an issue with invasive species and our trees are dying. But especially for our kids here, they use the blacktop a lot and sometimes they get caught back in here and there's lots of poison ivy, lots of mess. So, just cleaning it up for them I think is important.
I never knew that there was wild grape here.
All right, so wild grape, as you can see, here's a young piece of wild grape and an old piece of wild grape. And you can see the wild grape has this nice strippy stuff, and this is really valuable for birds building nests. Actually, if you pull a robin nest, you'll almost always find the wild grape. And here's the older bark, and you can strip pieces off of it. Whereas the porcelain berry, which is quite similar, here's a big piece of it, will break up into blocky patterns. It will make patterns, but there won't be any strips that you can peel off, but it will look blocky. The color is different. The wild grape has a nice two-tone bark, whereas the porcelain berry, not so much. So all this is porcelain berry. And when porcelain berry is very young, again, the invasive here, you can see the bark is breaking up, but it's not going to peel. And it's got the little dots on it. You should have me a nice piece here. This was it. So it's real dotty, and you can actually feel them. They feel like little warts. But otherwise, they're very similar. But the berries it spreads rampantly and takes over, which is why we're doing this huge removal event today. So the wild grape is very important. And it does climb over trees, but it provides a lot of food for wildlife at a critical time late in the season when they're about to migrate. So that's it. So the wild grape is something you want to keep.
Yeah, well, since we spend so much time out here at the blacktop and at the school, this has been kind of beyond just an eyesore. It's been taking over most of the park for so many years, and while we've been here only a few years, you can tell this just has a generation of damage going on that we're now trying to fix today.
We are pruning the trees. We are clearing out the land. We bring our children, our third graders, down here to play for recess, and we haven't been able to access any of this, and the balls fly in, so we can learn about the plants, we can learn about the leaves and the lobes. We do quadrat studies and things like that so they can survey the land and see what they find in their little area and then learn about the animals. Well, I've learned that this is a cherry tree and these vines are invasive, and I am clearing out all the vines so that the cherry trees can survive.
It's a fun part.
I also feel it's very important for my children to, and any children to kind of get hands-on experience, learning the difference between invasive plants as well as helpful plants, and it helps them really get hands-on experience, working in the environment and helping the environment.
We have lots of opportunities for citizens to get involved with the county volunteer program. All of our volunteer events are listed on our website, www.arlingtonva.us/invasive plants, and that lists our regularly scheduled DRIP event.
And today was a really excellent way that the children could come out and understand how to start taking care of the environment by taking care of it in their own schoolyard. It is important for children to learn that They have a responsibility to take care of the earth, and we're hoping projects like this make them understand that that responsibility really starts at their school and at their home.